guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of Hermit Skies. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm having a pretty good day, but I'm definitely still sick. But I think we have pretty much everything we need to make our first infinity catalyst. We still need to make one of these endest pearls, but that's definitely doable. I just need one nether star, some endstone, and some ender pearls, and then we toss all of that into here, and there we go. We have ourselves the endest pearl, and that should be essentially all of the components. I think I have assembled them all. Pretty sure anyway. So let's take all this stuff out of our inventory, because I'm pretty sure you need... Oh, wow. Okay. Let's see. Can I shift? How in the world? Well, this is unexpected. Does this thing hold items? It does. Okay. So I guess we have to put all of this stuff in ourselves. Okay. Well, can I... Aha! We've done it. Okay, there we go. I was very concerned. But now we have our first infinity catalyst ever, which is amazing. And we can now use this guy to make more. We need 3. This thing's worth 700,000 EMC. So we can throw that in here. I can grab myself some nether stars, and we can pretty easily just make a few of these. Let's just do that. That should be 3. Oh, it's bringing them into my system. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so there we go. We have our infinity catalysts, and then I also want to grab these. And what was the last thing I needed? There's a quest. Crystal Matrix ingots. Okay, those are easy. Let's just grab those. No? You know complete quest? There we go. It says it has a better chance to get legendary rewards. We got a blaze charm. We got a blaze charm. For that quest? Really? No, this is not acceptable. It says, better chance to obtain legendary rewards. And we got a blaze charm. Are you kidding me? I'm super disappointed in this. This is no. It's not how it's supposed to work. You're supposed to give me a better quest. Grr. Okay, well, that used the things. So is this a repeatable quest? Is that how this works? I think that's how that works. Okay, so it's a repeatable quest. Okay, well, in that case, I gotta be very careful. We only had enough to complete it once. But I understand. It's repeatable. Okay. So if I get, let's just grab some, nether, let's just grab a couple nether stars here. We'll put a couple of those in. There's 1, 2, and 3. And then if we grab these guys, I have 15. Because what's happening is nether stars are coming in from my... Yeah, okay, gotcha. So now I can claim this again because it's a repeatable quest. I understand. And that time we got wyvern cores, which are good, but not what we need. So it looks like with this being a repeatable quest, essentially, you can just keep redoing it over and over and over again. And then basically, that's going to be probably the way that we're going to end up getting the sword, the super sword that has looting 40 on it, which is what we actually want. I understand. Okay. Anyway, so we've made our first infinity catalyst, and now we can make more infinity catalysts. There we go. It pops a couple nether stars in. We get like 3 of them. Those are each worth 700,000 EMC, which is amazing. But what I want to do in today's episode is I would really like to give ourselves the reactor that we deserve. This thing's great, don't get me wrong, but it's producing about 200,000 RF per tick, 231,000 RF per tick at full capacity, if we want to be exact. And it's, that's insanely good for the size of that reactor. I mean, we're talking, what, 8 rods? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rods that are 3 tall? That's pretty good. But we can do better, and we're going to do better. I'm going to make a massive reactor. The name of this mod is Extreme Reactors, and this is not a very extreme reactor. So we are going to change that today. We're going to make a reactor that produces millions of RF per tick. That's the plan. Because then what I can do is I can create a dimension that is just entirely made out of emerald blocks. I can quarry that dimension to get essentially infinite emerald blocks, and emerald blocks are worth even more EMC than nether stars are, which means we basically have infinite EMC at will. So yeah, it'll be great. That's the plan. Let me see. I think I want to put the reactor over here. I think what we're going to do is we're going to turn this side of our mansion into kind of like an industrial area. So you'll go through like a doorway here, and then the style will change from this kind of nice upkeepy type thing to like this very sort of industrial factory sort of feel, something along those lines. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So let me get to work. I'll be with you in just a little bit. All right, guys, I am back, and I built the reactor. This is a 21 by 21 reactor. It has a total of about 50-ish rods, 60 rods, something like that. And it's very large. And then I found out that there's a limit to how big you can build reactors in this pack. That is a little bit larger than, or that's a little bit smaller of a limit than what I was expecting. So basically, 16 blocks is how large your reactor can be. 16 blocks maximum in the X or the Y direction, I imagine. So I'm going to redesign my reactor to be a 15 by 15 reactor. If I remember correctly, that one up there is an 11 by 11, I think. Let's see. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, this is an 11 by 11 reactor. So basically, I can't go too much bigger than this. I can only go about, I'm going to go 15 by 15, because I do want the reactor to be an odd number, not an even number. But yeah, we're going to have to go a little bit bigger. I'm also going to, basically what I'm going to have to do is I'm just going to have to add a ton of rods. A lot more rods than I was, we'll make it work. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, I'm going to have to redesign this whole reactor, tear it all down, rebuild it. Smaller size. I do have a design kind of planned out. It's a fairly good balance, in my opinion, of power generation and efficiency. I'm a lot more worried about power generation than I am efficiency, to be honest. I mean, we're sitting at 256,000 yellorium, and I'm producing it faster than I can use it. So, even the new reactor will not even put a dent in our yellorium deposits. So I'm not concerned. But yeah, I'm going to tear this down and rebuild it. And then what we're going to have is we're going to have like a 7 wide, maybe I'll even go 9. Because I do want this to be kind of like a big like reactor room. Like I'm thinking almost like Starship Enterprise. You know how they've got like the engine room, the engineering section where you go in and you've got like this big reactor in there, and there's all sorts of like little stations for people to do stuff, and that's kind of what I'm envisioning for this room. It's like this really big sort of reactor engine room type feel. So I think I want like 7 or 9 blocks between the reactor and the wall. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Anyway, let me get to work. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. I've got the reactor all made, and there's a size limit vertically as well, 16 blocks. So this is literally, well, technically I could make it 1 block deeper and 1 block wider, but that would make it an even number, and I really want to deal in odd numbers here. But this is basically as big of a reactor as I can make it. So here's the layout I went with for the control rods. I did some testing, and given the size restrictions, this is the one that met my needs the best after some testing. The best balance of efficiency and, more importantly, power generation. That's really what I wanted to do. Okay, so anyway, what's not in here right now is any sort of coolant, and for that, we're going to use Vapor of Levity. Vapor of Levity is pretty sweet. It's actually better than gelid cryotheum. I think, as far as I know, it's the best coolant in the pack, and we happened to find a fluid cow for it, so that's all good. Now, filling this up by hand would be kind of a pain, so we're not going to. We're going to use the builder, and we're going to use a fluid card, or a fluid placement card. Like, it's this one, right? Yes, placing liquids. There we go. All right, so we can do that. And then we also need to go, let's just grab like 2 cobblestone, grab a dimensional transceiver, and a lever. Okay, so the builder, if you didn't know, is actually a very versatile block. We've used it as a quarry previously. Today, we're going to use it for something other than a quarry. What we're going to use, it to fill this whole thing. So what I want to do is come in here and tell it to fill this whole area. So there's one. And there's the other, right? So we're going to say fill up this whole thing with Vapor of Levity. Vapor of Levity is an interesting fluid. When you place it down, it flows up. So we actually only need to fill this bottom layer, and then the rest of it is, like, good to go. Or at least it should be. So we'll do this. Throw a dimensional transceiver here. It is getting power. We got to throw the drum with the fluid on top. Throw that in here. And then, when we flip this lever, it should work. Why you no work, builder? That should work. Hold on. Maybe, do I need to pipe the stuff in? I might have to pipe the stuff in, which would be fine. We can put this here, grab some fluid conduits, and maybe we go, no. Okay. Does it have to be in a tank? Does it not recognize drums? Because that would be annoying. Let's just grab, there's an empty tank. Throw that here. Grab a bucket. Nope. That's not working either. Although, actually, come to think of it, there is a tank from RF Tools. It may require that specific tank. Let's see. Power cell, controller, relay, space chamber. Where is it? I don't think it's not actually called a tank either. It's like a RF monitor, liquid monitor. Oh, where are you? Activity probe. I know it exists. Absorbers. Let's try searching for liquid. Liquid monitor. Did the tank... The liquid will cause the builder to place liquids from a tank on top or bottom into the world. Yeah. Okay, this is... I've done this. Does it have to be an RF Tools tank, though, is the question. Quantum tank. Plastic tank. I mean, it looks like the RF Tools tank isn't in the pack. It looks like it's been removed. So maybe I will have to do this manually, which would be really unfortunate. I mean, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but it would be a little bit annoying. Huh. I mean, I guess the RF Tools tank is not in the pack. Looks like it was disabled. So maybe it does require an RF Tools tank and not a vanilla one, or a drum or something. I could have sworn it works with drums before. But let's just maybe put this back down and say, no, that didn't work either. Okay, well, so much for that. I guess I'll do it manually. All right, guys, I am back and the reactor is all done. I went ahead and I added some chiseled iron blocks around here. And then this carbon door. I actually really like the way this door looks. I think it's pretty cool. This floor is all Tyrian. It's from Chisel. I'm not sold on it. I don't know. I was going to use factory blocks, but the recipe is messed up. Like, you make the recipe and it doesn't give you any blocks. So I don't know what the deal with that is. I know they were in the pack at one point because Exuma made like half of his base out of them. But I'm not really sure what the deal is there. So I don't know. I need to figure out something for the design of the room. But the reactor is ready. It's all finished. We're going to grab a whole bunch of Yellorium. And we're going to start filling this bad boy up. It's going to take quite a few to actually fill. Is it? Nope. It's still going. That's all right. Let's just dump all of these in. Still going. Man. The amount of Yellorium that this thing holds. And I know you can use blocks. I know. Blocks can be a little weird, though. Like, sometimes they get a little glitchy. Either way, we'll just... I think it's done. There we go. It is completely full. Excellent. Okay. So now, let's fire this thing up for the first time and see what kind of power generation we get. I'm excited. Let's see. So we're using 20, 23, 24, 24-ish millibuckets per tick, 25, somewhere in there. And we're generating 2.88 million RF per tick. Almost 3 million RF per tick from this. That is fantastic. Yeah, this gets the job done. This will be beautiful. Now, obviously, we're going to have to be piping fuel in because it's going through fuel relatively quickly. Looks like it's using about an ingot a second, give or take, which isn't too bad. Yeah, that's actually not too bad. I think that's less than what we're generating. And obviously, I don't need nearly this much. Like, we can take this and we can say, let's go to 80% insertion, right? And that'll turn the fuel consumption way, 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 way down. And then obviously that'll turn the power generation levels way down as well. But we'll see kind of where it stabilizes. At 80% insertion, I still may be generating more than enough power for what I actually need. So we'll have to see how it all shapes out. But this seems pretty good It looks like it's maybe going to stabilize at like 1.5 million RF per tick at 80% insertion. That's insanity. But still, anyway, this will suit our needs. So now my plan is we're going to have a floor at this level. The walls are going to be here. The walls are not going to be made of limestone in this room and in the kind of industrial portion of our base. I just marked them out with limestone. But we'll have our floor at this level, and then most of our power taps and these access ports and all that kind of stuff, most of that is actually going to be down here where you can't see it out of sight. So that'll be good. I think, yeah, this is actually stabilizing at 1.6 million RF per tick at 80% insertion. That's just insanity. Let's go to 90% across the board and see how much more it drops. Still over 1 million RF per tick. And I'm using basically like no fuel. Oh man, this mod is, the extreme reactors are so overpowered in this pack. I love it. Anyway, so now what we could do is we can grab a dimensional transceiver or two, and I can basically put the dimensional transceiver for this on just a separate network from everything else. Right now it's tied into my main power network, but we can easily set that up. The other thing is I've been looking at some things, and there's quite a few different like things in this pack that have an EMC value that are very useful. Like dimensional transceivers, for example, are kind of a pain to make. They have an EMC value. Vibrant capacitor banks have an EMC value. So if we want to make a giant like battery for our base, we can do that. A giant power reserve, if you will. We can do that very easily with EMC. And that's probably something we will do, actually. We may even put it directly underneath this and just put a power tap that goes directly into the vibrant capacitor bank. I don't know what the output restrictions are on the redstone flux power tap. I don't know if there are any actual restrictions on how much one power tap can put out at once, but we have some options. We have a lot of different options, and I think it's very, very good. So I think the next step for me is I want to grab the dimensional transceivers. Let's grab this one and this one. Let's grab ourselves a power tap. I do have some extras. We'll toss one just like, let's see, where's our center point? Right here. I'm going to put one right there. And we'll put a dimensional transceiver on it. And we'll say, new. We want a new channel. And we want it to be a private channel and call it dimension power. Add, send. So there we go. This will be sending power on the dimension power channel. Let's go back and activate this again. And then if we swing over to our actual dimensional area over here. Oh, hello, Exuma. Exuma is hiding. Hello, X. Trying to get to Welsknight? I think he's maybe struggling. I don't know if he sees me. Ta-da! There we go. Anyway, sorry, I get sidetracked sometimes. Somewhere around here, we have a dimensional transceiver. Yeah, right here. So let's break this guy out. Or actually, we didn't even need to do that. We can just change it. So it receives on dimension power instead. And then that will get the job done. So we can do that. Actually, I would like to come back up through here if I can. Put that there, put that one there. Good to go. Okay, So this is now running on a separate network. What that means is if I grab this dimension, which I believe is my wither killing dimension, we'll put that over here. And then we go and toss this one in. This guy is going to take quite a long time to form, but this is basically a dimension that is a solid emerald blocks. It's going to take 200,000 RF per tick to maintain, but my new reactor can support that and then some. Now, a dimensional transceiver in this pack can only transfer 250,000 RF per tick, and I say only with like air quotes, because that's way more than what it can normally transfer. But regardless, we'll have to find some way to, you know, it should still work. We should still be able to build this thing. It's just going to take some time to build more slowly, or it's just going to build a lot more slowly since all the power has been, you know, drained. Yeah, you can see it's still slowly ticking up. But once this dimension is fully built, I'll be able to maintain it. I'll have enough RF per tick coming through that tesseract or the dimensional transceiver to actually maintain this thing. So it'll be fine. It's just going to take longer than you would expect, about 4 times as long to build as what we would expect, and that's okay. But then once I have that dimension, I can set up a quarry in there and just quarry solid emerald blocks, which is essentially infinite EMC forever. So yeah, good stuff. I'm excited, and I'm happy with our progress for today. So guys, I think that is going to do it for today's episode. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, my friends, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.